2.
Hey guys, welcome to Raja Makes Money. And how are all my money makers doing today? And this is the first official Raja Makes Money. And how did we do today? Not so good.
What? We lost today?
Yeah.
How much?
Like $1,000.
Oh, $1,000. Okay.
Yeah, you act like I lost a lot of money or something. No. No, so the markets this morning started out incredible, and it was on fire. I mean, all new highs everywhere. And then this giant sell-off began. And I don't even know why. I mean, it was just insane. But, sometimes stuff happens. The good thing is, at first, I thought something may be happening. I was like, you know what? This market's going to go up. And also I was like, I have a feeling. So I closed some positions out, and thank God I did that, because it could have been even more disasterful today.
That's why we only lost
Yeah. So at one time, cover your ears. At one point today, I was down $425,000. So I actually thought coming all the way back and only being down 180 grand was a really good
180,000? Oh,
no.
That's it.
But no, so it was a crazy day today, like up and down the markets. But hey guys, let me show you guys how it all turned out, and let's take a look. There it is. So I'm just getting used to this road setup since we're on the road. But yeah, I mean, it was a rough day today. So we actually didn't lose 505,000, like it says. It's because we moved out that other $300,000 yesterday. So the actual loss today was only $180,000. Since we started with 5 million. But this is where we end up. So we have 600 contracts still of the 132s, and we have 900 contracts of 131. The only thing I did right today was I got us out of these 133s, 800 contracts when the market was up. So we had a nice profit. And then I was like, oh, it should have come down a little bit. So I waited a little while and it came down. And that's when I did these 800 first and then another 100, but 800 contracts of the 131. And I thought I was a superstar, because at one point it was up even more, because it was like down $1. I sold them and then it started coming back. And I was like, oh my God, we're up almost 50 grand today. And then the markets just went to crap. So, and that happens. And like I said, you can't be emotional to it or married to it. But let me show you guys what I did. Also, I hope everything looks good. Like I said, we have this new setup. I'm at the Cosmopolitan in Las Vegas. I'm in the penthouse doing this live. I have so unfortunately it's not my normal setup, but hopefully it all looks good, sounds good, and stuff. But all right, let's take a look here. So these are the moves we made today. We sold the 131s at $1.82, which I thought, I was like, you know what, the stock's coming back. It's down a little at 130, 131 and a half. This will be a good little move, and it came back, and then it just was a free fall. But it's actually not so bad. I'm going to explain why and what I'm looking at. That I mean, here's the thing: the market, if Apple or the market goes down another 3-5 points to get uglier. But it's still not the end of the world. But I think we're in good shape and stuff. And then we sold another 100 contracts. So I was trying to average down a little bit at 205 when it was dropping, but it just kept going and going and going. So this is the only bright spot today, was these 800 contracts at $2.36 that I bought back. And if you took a look, those at 236 are now 440. So the good news is I saved 160,000. I would have lost on that. And this position only lost me 117,000 today. So that helped hedge by about 43,000 in savings. So it could have been a lot worse. At one point, too, these were like $5.50. So it would have been a lot uglier. But this is what you want to look at. So if you look at Apple right now, Apple closed at 129.41. After hours, it's been up, down. It's off 10 cents is about nothing. The one thing that excites me is Apple has now been 4 straight sessions of losing money. That's very rare. I mean, like I always tell people, whatever goes up has to come down, and whatever goes down has to come up eventually. And this is why I sold Apple this morning. So I watched the signals and the trades and everything, and every day Apple has started up. The Tuesday last week when it hit its all-time high, or excuse me, Monday last week when it hit, was it Monday or Tuesday when it hit its all-time high? It was Tuesday. It hit its all-time high. It was $138, $8. and then sold off. Then the next day it was up another point, 2 points, sold off, and was down a point at the end of the day. I mean, this was just a large sell-off. The whole market sold off today. It came back quite a bit, which is a good sign. A lot of uncertainty. You have, Colorado and Pennsylvania back to indoor dining. You have other, California and other places locking down. ICUs are full. You have, vaccinations. Are they out there? Well, I mean, they're out there, but how many people are getting vaccinated? Just so much stuff going on. And then you also have a lot of other stocks that are moving and doing different stuff. And you have Bitcoin. You have to remember when, depending on the traders and stuff, when you have like Bitcoin that runs from, $5,000 9 months ago to 34,000, now it's back down to, 31 and all over the place. But that's billions and billions of dollars that come out of the economy somewhere to go into that. So that's a lot of money that could have been on the sidelines that was supposed to go in the market and didn't. The other interesting thing is the markets today opened up, in the NASDAQ, the S&P 500 and the Dow they all hit new highs or very close to all new highs. So that tells me there was no like, it's the first of the year, we need to cash out some stocks or profit taking. So I don't know. It could be more market uncertainty. People, like I said, kicking the soccer ball on the playground, because why in the hell would Tesla go up again? I still think Tesla is going to be a great short, and I'm gonna play a short on Tesla near earnings. And the reason I think this, first of all, they didn't even hit their number. I mean, they were only off by 450 cars, but still, they were off. They didn't hit their number. That's a problem, especially when your stock's at 1,400 times earnings. I mean, that's insane. The other thing is they keep discounting their cars, which means their profit margins are going to slim down, which means they may, I don't know. It's unfortunately, it doesn't make any sense because it just keeps going and going and going. And it makes no sense at all. Because, I mean, this thing is, how much higher can it go? They said, even for next year, if they sell it, projected 1 million cars, it still has to end at some point. So it's just crazy. Chaos, $5 super chat. Thank you so much. Our first official, well, we had a super chat last week, but our first official launch super chat. No calls last week, and the next few days are printing for me. Check it out, Raja. Good luck tonight. Yeah, and I did watch Neo, and I played Neo last week. One thing with Neo, I think just because the electric vehicles are up, so I'm shocked Apple didn't go up 10 points today because, they're supposed to have an electric vehicle coming. Also, big shout out to we now have Patreon. We have our Patreon, so welcome all our Patreon members, and you guys get all my trades in real time, plus access to all my old videos. Also, we now have YouTube sponsorships. Everyone is watching on YouTube now. If you want to stand out or use some of our emojis, and we have some new emojis coming, so we'll have up arrows and down arrows for the different stocks. You guys will have access to all that now as a YouTube sponsor. Thank you, everyone on Facebook watching us for our first official launch show. I don't have a lot of good data and my setup here to do a ton of stuff, but like I said, I wanted to definitely make sure we're live for the next 2 days while we're on the road. Just to recap, down $180,000 today. Was hoping for a much better day than what we wound up with, but it is what it is, and it's much better than I was. At one point today, I was down $425,000. So the good news is we made a little money this morning, got some profits. I am very happy that we're not in the 133s right now. At least we got, down to 131. So at least we moved down 2 points. Apple has a much better shot to, pop up 2-3 points this week. Hopefully, so we'll get a nice bounce back. All I wanted honestly to do was my first day. I was like, you know what, the first day, what do you think I want to finish up? I didn't want to have to start, chasing us, but that's okay. I'm not worried about it. The other thing, if you look at the premiums in some of these, like for example, the the premium on this, like the 131, for example, is $3.20. The stock's at 129.40. So it's only in the money by $1.60, and you have $1.60 basically in premium. So if you take 900 contracts, 90,000 shares at $1.60, which is not sure how 288,000, you basically have $140,000 just in phantom money. That's good. Every day this week will expire. So if Apple stays exactly where it's at right now or a little bit up, we have 140,000 we'll get back just from that. And on the other trade, we have 600 contracts that we have about 90,000 on. So, like I said, I'm still confident. We still got a long week ahead of us, and we got, oh my God, it's going to be crazy with the elections and Georgia and the Senate runoff and everything. And we have a guy who still thinks he is the president, might be the president. Is he going to get certified? Who knows? Just so much stuff going on. So, but thank you guys. And like I said, so much for joining us for our first show. Thank you, everyone, or all our Patreon members, my new YouTube sponsors. Thank you guys. And hey, we guys got some questions. Also, big shout out to not Ned Flanders, Jeff Schwartz for his 2 picks, telling us, unfortunately, it doesn't do us any good when you tell us when the market's closed, but he did well today. He had his 2 picks that he told us about yesterday, did really well today. If I can think of the symbols, the biogenic or whatever, and whatever the other one was. But yeah, both of them are up 100%. One of them is down a lot after hours, but hopefully they keep going. And those are long shots. So one reason, like I tell people, you have to be careful. There's BNGO and JAGX. One's supposed to be a SPAC and some different stuff, but those are long shots. And one thing is that people have to understand is the law of numbers. And also the other big thing you always want to look at is the trading volumes on these. So let me pull this up for you guys to show you. Here's Jeff Schwartz. But yeah, big congratulations. It's awesome when you can make money. And you guys are my money makers. I want nothing more than you guys to make money every day. How you do it, I don't care in the markets, but make money. So, but one thing you want to look at in these, this is very interesting. So if you take like BNGO, so after hours, it's down 11%, but that doesn't mean much with these because they can move fast. But look at the volume. So the volume is 524,000 shares. The thing you have to look at, and you can look at charts, you can look at whatever you want on these things. I mean, these charts mean nothing. A stock that's $1 that, is $7. But you want to look at how many shares are outstanding. So, and also, who's holding the shares and what's really going on. So this stock here in particular, it has a I thought I said it earlier. Market cap 53 high. Well, I don't know why this one doesn't show the. I'm not seeing it on here. The shares outstanding on this one. Oh, shares outstanding. Excuse me, 153 million. There we go. So right here, this is how many shares are outstanding. So what shares outstanding means is there's 153 million shares. So and this thing traded 15 million shares. So this stock today traded 524 million shares during the market, another 15 million after the market. So basically almost 540 million. I'm trying to do this math in my head real quick. So it traded 540 million and there's only 150 million shares available. So that means that these shares flipped 3.5 times today. So obviously there's people who own the stock who never did anything today. They still own it. They're happy with the shares. But obviously there's more people buying it for it to run up. This is kind of like Kodak. If you guys remember Kodak was, $2, $3, $5, and it went all the way to $50. I wouldn't want to be the guy who owned Kodak at $20, $30, $40, or $50. If you're the guy who owned Kodak at the $2 or $5, you're still doing okay. It's, $8, $9. But that's like I said, these things can skyrocket. You can make 6 times your money in a day, and they can come down just as fast. So always be very careful with them. And this is where the law of numbers gets really tough. If I was to step in on this stock, this has a lot of volume trading, but if I was to step in and, if I bought 1 million shares when it was, the $3, or let's say we put 1 million shares, that's going to take a lot of stock out of the float. It's going to make the stock go up faster because it's 1 million shares that now are frozen if I'm not a seller. If all of a sudden I decide to sell 1 million shares at once, this thing could drop 20 cents in 30 seconds. So you have to be very, very, when you have large amounts of money, you have to be very, very careful when you're playing these stocks. It's very easy if you guys, and especially, a lot of people who have been in businesses, and I experienced this in business growth in the early or late 2000s when my company, was growing, and I went from, $1 million business to 5 million to 10 million. I said, oh my God, we doubled sales again. We're going to double again from 10 to 20. We did it again. We went from 20 to 40. We went from 40 to 60, 60 to 87, 87 to $108 million in a year. It's insane. but it can come down just as fast. So while I made all that money going up, I also had a year when things changed on the internet and you have to reinvent yourself and what your products are and what you're selling. And it came down just as fast. And all of a sudden, you have 150 employees and you're doing $108 million this year. And all of a sudden next year it drops to, 70 million. And, you don't need 30 of those people and you just keep people around because you think maybe something's going to come back. And it's the same thing with these stocks. If it's supply and demand. So when these trains end, and like I said, I don't know much about, this biogenomics and these ones, but it doesn't matter which ones we're talking. It's irrelevant with which ones we're talking about. You just have to be very, very careful. And always also remember, I'm just sharing with you guys my viewpoints, my opinions, and what I'm trading. I'm not giving you guys any stock recommendations, telling you to buy something, telling you to manipulate something. This is just what the Raj is doing, and it's for entertainment purposes only. That's my disclaimer I have to tell you guys. But we're going to make a lot of money. I'm still going to turn $5 million, hopefully into $25 million by the end of the year. Minimum, 10 million, maybe 15, 20, but we're going to do it. But always remember, it's easy to double your money. If you have $1,000 and you figure out something to buy or do something, it's easy to make I can turn $1,000 into $2,000 in my sleep. It's hard to turn $1 million into $2 million, and it's even harder to turn $5 million into $25 million in a year. So just always be careful. That's all I'm saying. But hey, you guys, you never know what's going to hit big. But so back to what I was saying. So this stock's just trading. So at some point, somebody is going to blast this or say, you know what, somebody's sitting on a million shares, or an owner. Somebody wakes up. I don't know, some grandma, bought it 3 years ago and forgot about it. It's been sitting in her account. That's where these penny stocks, that's where you got to be careful, because, or manipulators get a hold of them and they manipulate them, and that's another problem. So it'll be interesting to see how the pre-markets look. I'm guessing right now the pre-market for tomorrow, when it opens up in about 8 minutes, to be flat, just because if you look at like Apple and some of these right now are trading pretty flat, right at where it closed. So, and a lot of times after these big sell-offs, you do see a nice rally. So hopefully that's what we get. But like I said, big congratulations to Jeff today on his 2 picks. He did really well. Like I said, you can't, a win's a win. I don't care how you do it in the market. If you win, you're doing good. So congratulations. A couple more questions. Daniel says, appreciate you spreading knowledge, Raja. Good dude. Thank you so much, Daniel. All right, what is this one here? Gambling addict. Jake, take profits. Does not matter. 5% or 10%. Profits are better than losses. That's right. Sometimes it's better, but you just never know when something's going to end and when it's going to go. Rupen, Raja, pick a renewable energy company too. They're going to have an even better 2021. Biggest one in the U.S. Next Era. Down today, but a solid company. I'll definitely have to check those out. And I have a big surprise for you guys. Maybe even tomorrow here in Vegas. He's from Colorado, but he's going to be joining us. He's coming out tomorrow. He wanted to be out for when I launch the show. But you guys are going to be very impressed with what the Raja has for you guys. This is going to blow your mind, for a regular person on the show, and who he is and his knowledge, and, to bounce ideas and different strategies to help you guys learn even more. So I'm excited for that tomorrow. I always like this one. Pigs get fat, hogs get slaughtered. That's right. Like I said, you got to be careful. You just got to know how it goes and stuff. Thank you, Capital Pursuit. I got to meet you guys. Hard Rock Hollywood, you and your crew are class acts. Thank you so much. It was great to see everyone down there. I honestly wouldn't know who you were as Capital Pursuit, but it was great to meet you. That's one thing. I never know what somebody's names are, because you guys have some crazy names on here. So Franklin, $5 from Jet. Is it better to sell and buy back in a dip, or average up for more shares? Better sell and buy back in a dip. So if you know a dip's coming, and one issue today I had a hard time was I was on an airplane for 2 hours of the trading day, and it's very hard to make trades even with the internet. It's shady and stuff, and I also didn't have as good information and news. But here's the thing. I like to average down. It depends. If you're just buying stock, average down. If you think it looks like Atlanta is going to go to the Democrats and the market's going to tank 1,000 points, then I would tell you to sell and buy back. At the end of the day, this is what I know. At the end of the day, Apple, especially just because that's my favorite stock to play, Apple, Microsoft, Facebook's, those stocks, Amazon, they're going to be worth more money a year, 2 years, 10 years from now than they are today. Stocks like Netflix with competition, Tesla with competition, and if they miss targets and they're already at a 1,400 times multiple, I can't tell you. And they don't have, and Apple has $192 billion in the bank. They don't need to raise a penny. I can't tell you that Tesla, who keeps raising money, and these other companies are going to be worth more a year from now, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years from now. I can tell you Apple is going to be worth more money. So Chris says, is Apple, Chris, with Apple down, is it anything to do with China and removal of shares? No, I mean, Apple isn't affected. And you have to remember, Apple's a good taxpayer. Apple, it's kind of like, one of the things that's helping Tesla is the Chinese factory. So it's the same thing. Why wouldn't Tesla be down if that was true? Apple needs these businesses. Apple doesn't want to, give away, they don't want Apple to leave China. 50% of their production is over in those, Asian countries and stuff. So they're not, it's nothing to do with that. Amanda says, do you suggest any apps to start off with? I use Robinhood now, but I was wondering if you suggest something else. And I'm going to actually get into that and some stuff that I use and some different technical stuff. Obviously, I trade mostly on Schwab. But yeah, I know a lot of people are using Robinhood. It's very easy to use. There's Webull. There's a bunch of them. E-Trade. There's tons of stuff. So, but we're gonna get into that. I've got some stuff for you guys on that coming up. But hey guys, thank you so much for joining us for our first unfortunately down day in the market for Raja Makes Money. Don't worry, the Raja is not out yet. It's just the beginning. So it'll keep going up. Let's see. Somebody says, John, with zero commission trading, no better time to trade. So, one thing you have to be careful with that, John, is it is zero trading, but their spreads are larger. So they're not charging you that commission. Here's the thing. If you're buying 10 shares, it's a great deal. Use Robinhood, because, if the spread's 3 cents and you're buying 10 shares, your commission could have been, your savings is anywhere from 10 cents to 30 cents. But if you're the Raja and you're taking down, or if you're going to buy 25,000 shares of something, that commission will kill you. That spread will kill you. If you have 25,000 shares and they're taking a penny or 3 pennies, you're paying a lot of commission. You're better off, to use a better brokerage house and pay, $5.95, $6.95, $9.99 a trade. You're going to be way ahead. So remember, nothing's free. They can't just give away free trades and stay in business. They're doing it because there's a spread. You have a buy and a sell, or an offer and a bid. That spread in between is what they're doing. So if you take a look, like right now, for example, after hours on Apple. So if you look at after hours on Apple right now, the bid's at 129.31 and the ask is at 129.38. So if you're using Robinhood right now, they're going to sell you the stock at 129.38 and they're buying it at 129.31. Now you can put an offer in at whatever and it may get filled, but I'm just saying they're making 7 cents a share. So if you were to use Robinhood right now, buy 100 shares of stock, you just paid $7 in commission. So you have to be careful with that. If you look at some of the, Jeff's stock today, if we look at the spread on those, I don't know if I can remember the, if I can remember this is BNGO. So if we look at BNGO right now, on here, BNGO. I want to think of bingo. Maybe that's why it's doing good. Bermuda, $2 lucky super chat. Thank you, Bermuda. So if you look at, so now this one is not bad. So it's 627 to 628. So it only has a 1 penny spread. So there is not as bad. Usually stocks will have a smaller spread, but you have to be careful. If you let's take Tesla right now. So we took Tesla, 730 it's a 15-cent spread. So it just depends. I bet you Amazon. Let's see what Amazon is. It's a $3,000 stock. Amazon, 31.77 by 31.79.80. So a $2.80 spread. Of course, you're probably not going to be buying, 10,000 shares of Amazon at $3,000 a share. So it's not as bad. But still, if you're buying 10 shares of Amazon at $3,000 a share, it'd be $30,000, but they're still, it doesn't cost them anything to do that transaction, but they're taking, $30 commission on you. So like I said, that's just some stuff to keep in mind. Doesn't mean a lot. If you're making millions of dollars, it's not a huge deal. But like with me, I've negotiated special pricing on my option trading because I'm trading thousands of contracts. People are paying, what I'm paying as low as 15 cents. People are paying 50 cents. It's a big difference. Like today I moved, today I only moved 900 contracts, but still, I paid, it's already bad enough losing $180,000. Imagine losing another $270 on top of it. Hey guys, look who it is, BOD. Hi, Brian.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. Brian's getting set to go live. So for all my big jackpot fans watching who found us because of the big jackpot, Brian's about to go live here shortly. And we are in Vegas for the big kickoff of Raja Makes Money. And you know what that means? I'm going to be going live tonight. So it's pretty exciting. So I hope you guys tune in and join us for that. But that's what I got for you guys today. Thank you so much for joining us for our first Raja Makes Money trading day in the new year and towards our $5 million starting goal. Unfortunately, it wasn't the finish I wanted to start the year off with, but it is what it is. I'm not going to let it ruin my day. I'm in Vegas. I'm going to have a good time. We're going to have some fun tonight in the casino. Tomorrow is going to be a new day. Hopefully everything bounces back. You know what? Hold on. Let's see what the futures are at real quick. Yep, as I predicted, the Suffers first negative start. The futures are flat, so hopefully we'll get some good news or something. But as of right now, the stock futures are flat, which, like I said, because it looked like I think people are just confused right now. Nobody really knows what to do. Like I said, Apple's been 4 days in a row of going down. Usually, after enough days of going down, at some point you would think it would go up. It's gone up every single morning. We just needed to stay up for the day. So I'm not losing hope. I'm not giving up. I think everything looks good. It's part of life, part of the stock market, part of making money. You guys are my money makers. Make sure you tune in. Join me tonight live from the Cosmo for some slot play. It's just the same thing, just a different animal. At least the market, we have a little bit control over. I guess the market is kind of like a crap table. A slot machine is there's no control over. At least the market, the crap table, we can make some moves. We can make some choices. You have a little bit more control over than the slot machine. But hey, guys, thank you so much. If you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you click that subscribe button. If you do subscribe, make sure you click that gray bell so you get notifications when I go live on YouTube. If you're watching me on Facebook, make sure you follow me and click the like button. If you don't click the like button with the follow button, you don't get notifications on Facebook. Sorry it's so complicated, but that's how it works. And also big shout out to all my Patreon members, almost 40 Patreon members already. So thank you guys so much for your support of Raja Makes Money and getting access to all my trades in real time. Welcome all my YouTube sponsors now. So you guys will have more emojis coming. So we'll have some fun and you guys can stand down in the chat and have up arrows, down arrows, whatever direction arrow you want, we'll have it for you. But thank you guys so much. And hey, good luck tomorrow on the markets and let's make money because you guys are my money makers.